welcome to today's edition of Pegasus Test. On today's edition, we're going to talk about the Igloo 2022 match. The Igloo 2022 match is a new match. This was the inaugural one, and it was a night vision and daylight match. So the format of the match went as Saturday we were there, and it was a nighttime portion. Once sun went down, we began the match and wrapped up 4 stages. The next morning on Sunday we had 5 stages to complete. 4 of them were a repeat of the night stages with a little bit of alteration each one, and then the 5th stage was a rifle stage. And that was the match. In this series going over it, I am going to do the match in the order that I shot the stages in, and I'm also going to combine the day and the night into one video. So there were 9 stages technically overall, but there'll be just 5 videos. Now the first stage we did was stage 2. It was my first stage. And on that stage it was right as the sun was going down, and it was at kind of a weird time. The sun was down, it was below the horizon, the sky was getting dark, but there was still enough light you could actually see with unaided vision. So I chose not to shoot this stage using my nod. And what I've done in the video you're about to see is I've done the split screen. One, I was using my aim cam Pro 2i, and that'll give you the regular camera view, and you'll see it's very dark. You don't see much more than muzzle flashes. And yet below it on the lower half was taken with the Psionics Aurora camera in twilight mode, and it got pretty good video. It looks almost like daylight. So what were you supposed to do in this stage? Well, your start position was in front of you, and you had a set of targets, a screen, and then you had to engage the targets from the edge of the screen by leaning out pretty far and shooting with both your strong and your weak side. Go ahead, take a look at my runs, and then we'll talk about it on the other side.
Are you ready?
Are you ready?
Ready.
Stand by. Stand by.
Okay, either got it or it didn't.
Okay, so this was a fun stage, as you just saw there, and I hope that split screen kind of gave a good impression of what the darkness level was like. As you can see, the regular camera wasn't picking up much, but the Psionics picked up a whole bunch, making it look almost daylight. So it was a rifle pistol stage, and you engaged all paper targets with your rifle, which was pretty easy engagement on the turtle targets. The main thing was there was one side for me, my weak side. You had to do a weird lean out to get on the target, but it was fairly close, so that worked out pretty well. Got the A-zone hit on that, and that was a requirement for target neutralization, 1 A-zone hit or 2 hits anywhere on the target. Once you ditch the rifle into the designated barrel, right in front of you is 2 Texas stars. And as you probably just saw in the video, that 2 stars got in my head. And I normally do a lot better on Texas Star. This is the first time I've encountered 2 in the same presentation, and yeah, just messed with my OODA loop. So I took entirely too much time there. Then you had to go back out to the wings of the barricade just like you did with the rifle, except instead of tagging some paper, there were 4 knockdown plates on each side, and then the stage was over. Did all right, but I could have done a lot better. One, engaging that the Texas Star, and using my light on my pistol. I had it, I initially illuminated it, and then let it go out. Second lesson is I made an assumption on my pistol for night fighting, and it turns out probably not true as people would have you believe, and that is you're so lighting up the target with your pistol light that your regular sights are good enough, you don't need night sights. No, because I forgot to illuminate my target 1 and 2. Night sights definitely would have helped, and that's a change I'll make on that pistol here in the near future. But yeah, regular 3-dot white 3-dot sights at night with low illumination, not a best combination, and clearly my accuracy with my pistol suffered from it. Next, here's my friend Scott, who did the same thing I did. He went without his nod on this one because he actually shot before me, so he actually had a little more twilight to work with, but he made far better use of his rifle-mounted light and his pistol-mounted white light. Take a look at his run.
Are you ready?
Yep.
Stand by. Unload, show clear.
All right, here's my daylight run the next morning.
Stand by. Safe. Good word of advice. Remember when you're tight overboard. Okay.
Damn it. Come on.
If it starts going, you can either find a spot where they stop and like ambush.
And as you can see, I didn't do any better on the double Texas Star in daylight as I did in the dark. However, my pistol shooting on the knockdown targets on either side was definitely a lot better, even doing my offhand hanging out around the barricade there, so I am happy with that. If it looks like I'm running really weird, what had happened is the night before it was very cold. As soon as that sun went down, the temperature dropped, ground started to freeze up and everything, and it made for firmer footing. In the morning, we started off with some good temperatures, and they just kept rising throughout the day. And even though this was the first stage of the day, the ground had already turned pretty muddy, and there was a real danger of slipping. And I didn't want to slip and take a DQ because I broke a 180 or something like that in falling down, and figured a few extra seconds to be sure of foot was a better choice of action. This was a great stage. I didn't perform particularly well on it, but it was a really great stage. You got to practice your rifle and your pistol, and you got to engage close up, just super fast targets with your carbine, but then you had pistol targets that required a good deal of precision. We hope you're finding this coverage of Igloo 2022 helpful and informative. Please comment, like, and subscribe, and tune in tomorrow for the next stage.